Hey, my name is Dan and thanks for checking out my channel. In this video, you're going to get a couple things. First, you're going to get a quick intro of me, hey, and you're also going to get a understanding of the types of videos that I make on this channel. So let's get into the second part of that and we'll talk about the types of videos that you can expect, which is product reviews. So this is a product review channel and you're going to get a in-depth review on most products and determine whether or not something is worth it. But you're also going to get a really close-up look of, the fabric, the material, the zippers, like whatever something has, you're going to get a really close-up look of the features to determine ultimately if you should buy it or skip it. You can expect videos about photography gear, backpacks and luggage, packing cubes, tech cases, wallets, like general things to help you stay more organized, men's apparel, and lastly, smart home stuff. I got my start to product testing in 2016 when I traveled full time. I did a lot of research before my trip to make sure that what I was bringing was going to last me the full year. And then also I wanted to make sure that what I had was going to serve multiple purposes. Fast forward to now, I still kind of use that same theme and methodology for picking products that I test. I want to make sure that the things that I have are really high quality and are built to last. And I also want to make sure that you can use them for multiple things sometimes if it makes sense, or if they are serving a single purpose, I want to make sure that they're really good at that single purpose. My outlet for product testing lives on a couple different places. So I have two websites, Half Half Travel and Half Half Home. Half Half Travel is going to be the place for travel-oriented product reviews and also destination guides and travel advice, things like that. Half Half Home is going to be sort of about like your life at home and your life being a parent. So both of those specific categories are products, like when they fall into that category, they get split and divided into both of those sites. For kind of like the photography, the tech gear, the smart home stuff, the men's apparel, all the things I mentioned before, those video reviews live on this channel. Now let's break down each category and you can get a little bit of an understanding about like where I fit in that general area and what my interest level is in those places too. So for photography gear, the reason I like reviewing photography gear is because I've been around photography for a long time. I think like 2000, 2001, like I started shooting film, developed it in high school. I used a darkroom and then moved on to digital photography and learning how to edit photos in Lightroom, and like it all kind of like progressed into where I am now. And I've done a lot of like family portraits, and I've done a lot of general portraits, headshots for people. I've done a lot of landscape photography and travel photography. So the video reviews I do and the blog reviews I do about photography kind of stem from that like experience throughout the years. For backpacks and luggage, I have a lot of different bags for different purposes. So photography bags are one thing, but also like big luggage that you might want to check is another. But then also carry-on luggage or carry-on backpacks is going to be another thing. And then there's also like there's different purposes for different trips. So you might be going on a business trip and need something more presentable. You might be going on a backpacking trip and need something that is going to efficiently carry your gear in a really good way. You might want a day pack that's light. Like there's a lot of different situations for bags that you want, and I'm going to review all of them. And I love backpacks, so I hope you do too. For the packing cubes and the wallets and the tech cases, that all really started with me wanting to organize everything I had. So when I was traveling long term, I had like laptop chargers for working remotely. I had phone cables. I think I even had two phones at a point in time. I had lots of different photography accessories, and I needed a way to get everything really organized and be able to access them really easily. So I got a lot of experience with tech cases and being able to figure out like what works for me in different situations. For packing cubes, that came out of like necessity sometimes, especially compression packing cubes, because when you have only a handful of clothes and maybe you add more along the way, you really need a good way to put them in a bag if your bag can only fit so many things. So even now when I pack and have like maybe a more generous space option, if I'm packing with multiple bags or I have something that maybe I'm checking, which I don't really like, packing cubes really give me a way to compress everything as tightly as possible and pack as efficiently as possible. And that's sort of my goal with trying to determine, the best packing cubes and the best tech cases. And then for things like wallets, like you use them every day. So I want to make sure that the things I have are going to be like high quality and going to last a long time. For the men's apparel review videos, I wanted to showcase really two things. One, like, is this thing you're interested in high quality? Like, are the pants built to last? Are the shirts comfortable? Things like that. And then second, I wanted to share like how the clothes and how the like general apparel items fit me in something that's like my body type, because whenever I'm looking at, looking to buy something and going on a website, the models sometimes don't always like fit the body type that I am, and sometimes I have a hard time placing how a certain thing is going to fit on me. Like sometimes I'm really excited about like a shirt and it looks great on the models and I think, oh, this is going to be really good for the type of use that I want to get out of it. But then I put it on and it's like super long or it's like tight in weird spots. So my goal for the apparel review videos is going to be like, how does it fit me? For the smart home stuff, I never really wanted to get into smart home devices because I kind of had a sense that they might be more annoying than they're worth. Because, like, I don't know, I've had smart home assistants and I don't really like Siri, and sometimes when they don't work, it's the worst. But I got my first, like light bulb moment when I wanted to automate my porch light because I would come home and it'd be dark out. And I was like, oh, okay, I can turn on the porch light before I leave. And then when I get home, it's light. But one, you have the light on during the day, which isn't the best. But then two, I would forget all the time. So I installed a smart switch, and that was like game changing because that meant that I can come home and the light was on because the light's on a schedule. So once I had that, I was like, what else? So I started thinking about different other places where I can automate around my house, and then it kind of snowballed a little bit. I'm not all in on smart home stuff, but if something is going to save you time, I'm all for it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little bit about me and also about some of the videos that I'm going to be making for you in the future. Really, these videos are for you. So again, if you have any questions about things that I make, feel free to drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.